Hey, what's up guys? This is Ricky V, and today I'm going to tell you all about Huperzine-A. Now, Huperzine-A is a really powerful nootropic that is now being used in the Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout. That's a new product. You need to go check it out. As a matter of fact, as of today, if you order enough Vintage Muscle products, you will get this new Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout for free. It'll just be added in as a bonus for ordering a couple of stacks. Please head over to the website vintage-muscle.com, click that buy now button, and check out what the offer is today. Now, Huperzine-A is a plant alkaloid that is water soluble and will cross the blood-brain barrier quite easily. I think we've all heard about many other plant alkaloids that cross the blood-brain barrier, and some of them are quite illegal in different countries across the world. But Huperzine-A is actually over-the-counter still. It's very powerful, has some very profound effects in the way your brain works. And I'm going to tell you all about it today and how it is going to help you in your training, how it is an integral part of the Vintage Muscle Workout formula. Huperzine-A is extracted from Chinese club moss. The plant is also known as tooth club moss. It's also been known as fern moss. The botanical name for the plant is Huperzin-A serrata. And this is where we extract the actual active ingredient of Huperzine-A. This is the extracted ingredient, guys, not a full kind of spectrum mix. And this is a difference that you should understand as a supplement buyer. You should know whether you're buying a full plant that has some sort of actives in it, or if you're purchasing the actual identified active ingredient that has been extracted from the plant. One way to look at it is the difference between a cup of coffee or taking something like caffeine anhydrous. I'm going to have a good video on caffeine anhydrous pretty soon, guys. Look out for that one. That's part of our nootropic series. In the case of coffee, it contains caffeine along with other phytochemicals. When it comes to caffeine anhydrous, that is the actual caffeine extracted from the plant. And in the case of Huperzine-A, it is Huperzine-A, the active ingredient extracted from the herb. Now, the main reason why Huperzine-A has made it into the Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout formula is because of all its incredible effects that it has on the brain. Chinese club moss has been used for everything from Alzheimer's disease to just general problems with memory and to improve cognitive abilities. The way Huperzine-A helps your brain is by acting as a cholinesterase inhibitor. Now, let me tell you guys real quickly about cholinesterase without confusing everyone. Cholinesterase is the name of a family of enzymes that are meant to break down the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, also known as ACH. Now, when neurons are actually communicating with each other, acetylcholine is the main neurotransmitter. It has functions in both the peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system. I'll give you guys an example. Like acetylcholine is released by the motor neurons to activate muscle cells. Acetylcholine also has an important role in your brain during arousal, attention, learning, memory, motivation, all of those things. By inhibiting the enzymes, cholinesterase, that breaks down acetylcholine, you're allowing that acetylcholine to just linger just a little bit longer, just enough to enhance its actions. Think of it like adding octane to your gas so that at the time of combustion, it burns just a little bit slower, giving you more horsepower. It's sort of what Huperzine-A is doing at the neuron level. It's just letting acetylcholine hang out just a little bit longer. And just to clarify that analogy, adding octane makes the gas burn a little bit longer, giving the cylinder more power. Now, in the case of Huperzine-A, it inhibits the enzyme that would break down acetylcholine, and so it lets it linger just a little bit longer, giving the target cell just a stronger signal. Just imagine that, guys. Huperzine-A makes the signal from your nerves to your muscles just stronger. It improves the strength of the signals going on between the cells in your brain. It just improves the way neurons can communicate. And look, guys, this is proven science. There are a few prescription drugs out there that do this very same thing. Cholinesterase inhibitors are very commonly used. Aricept, or it's called donepezil, or Rasadine, Exelon. These are all different drugs in the cholinesterase inhibitor class, and they're being used for everything, for the treatment of Alzheimer's and dementia symptoms. And in the case of Huperzine-A, it's just a natural inhibitor that works really well with your body. And of course, Vintage Muscle would add an ingredient this powerful into their pre-workout. And on top of that, give it to you for free, just for ordering a couple of stacks. If you want to take advantage of the power of Huperzine-A and see what it can do for you in your workouts, head over to vintage-muscle.com. Click on the Buy Now button up top. Now, as you scroll down, you will see the offer. You'll have an option of just picking up a couple of stacks and getting the Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout for free. Or you can just buy it straight up. Now, some of you might be thinking, what products can you take the Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout with, and which ones you should be careful with? Well, you can take it with everything. You can stack it along with AMP for a pre-workout, AMP is non-stimulant. The Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout is very stimulating, and the combination of the two makes for a very powerful stack. And there's absolutely no worries about any interactions between the two products. As a matter of fact, neither of the products share any ingredients. You're getting absolutely two separate different products that are both going to work well for pre-workout. If anything, I think there's great synergy between the two formulas. I'm going to make a whole video about the pre-workout supplements from Vintage Muscle that you should be taking. AMP and pre-workout definitely are two of those that you want to make sure you have flowing through your body as you're lifting those weights. And yes, guys, pre-workout is great for both cutting and bulking. You could take it right along with hydroxygenin to give you that boost as you're in a deep caloric deficit. Or you can take it right along with Equimass to help you squeeze out those last few reps so you get maximum muscle growth while you're bulking. Now, obviously, pre-workout is very stimulant. It contains some ingredients that are going to give you a real boost in energy. So I don't expect anyone out there to think that they can take it at night, unless you're trying to stay up on purpose, right? So there should be no issues or interactions with the GH Soma stack. The GH Soma stack you take at night, that is going to be your growth hormone booster. Pre-workout you take before your workout to give you that energy. Or you can even take it in the morning as your morning coffee and then have some before your training. It'll help you keep your energy levels up as you're cutting calories down. It'll help you squeeze the last few reps as you're reaching failure and you're trying to create maximum muscle growth while doing any of the multiple bulking cycles that you can stack right from the Vintage Muscle product line. And look, if you want to hear from other people that have used the Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout and know what their experiences were, it's real easy, guys. Go to vintage-muscle.com, click on the community link. That will lead you right to the Vintage Muscle community group right on Facebook. There are tens of thousands of guys there right now talking about the Vintage Muscle Pre-Workout and how well they're doing with it. As you become a Vintage Muscle customer and you become part of this family, you want to make sure to go right into the Vintage Muscle community and ask all of your questions and get answers from the same guys that are using the same products you're asking about right now. Real guys with real reviews, real results. As a matter of fact, I'll be in the community right with you answering all of your questions. You can find me on Facebook and ask me anything you want about Vintage Muscle, how to use it, and what stack may be right for you. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.